open a nice magical barrier and find a big bunch of spiders inside.
And
I'm
It's getting
already in
ugly.
the fade.
And our guy's dead.
Oh no.
Oh, so we've lost our informant. Now, Gray, maybe tell us, so right now we're opened up a treasure room, but we also saw that there was a friendly NPC that came along to join us. Maybe tell us a bit about what that was.
Yeah, so in various zones, it's actually the second and the fourth zone. There's always a randomly selected event that happens. It's basically an optional thing that you can do in order to get extra loot, extra gold if you complete it. So in this case, there was I think it was a messenger, right?
Yeah.
The Inquisition messenger. So when you come into the zone, he's basically under attack, asking for help. And if you can defeat all the enemies, get him to the end of the zone, then you get a gold bonus.
Okay, this is
We
going to
should
be
pull
really
them
tough.
back again
Yeah.
so I can kill all the archers.
I'm going to hit him with anti-even fire if you can get him into a group. Can you just pull him into these, into this?
I have no ranged ability.
Okay, well, I'm going to pull
Yeah.
him.
Yeah, actually, Amelia, maybe tell us a little bit about what the end of fire is.
So anti-even fire is like a huge napalm grenade. It hits an AoE and makes everybody burn forever.
Yeah.
Okay, get the archer.
They're coming through the door.
Really
Pile
handy
up
against
first
groups as you
before I
hit,
go in.
yeah, exactly.
Okay, go, go, go.
Oh, it looks awesome. Ash, maybe tell us what you just threw in the fight there.
I threw a whole bunch of bees.
Nice.
Kind of hurt.
Bees are legendary here, I think, at this point. If you get a set of jar of bees,
Oh, boy.
you may have noticed some of us on Twitter, as soon as you get that jar, you're screaming at the top of your lungs. It's like landing a Ferrari in your driveway when you walk out in the morning. So.
No.
Oh,
Let me try
no,
to crawl
I think-
somewhere slightly.
I'm in the
Okay,
fade.
here we go. This is gonna
Oh,
happen.
there we go. Stealth
One, two.
revive.
I believe.
Oh no!
So close.
All right, so now actually you can see at the end of the match here, we briefly slip into the fade. Graham, actually, maybe you were in the fade for a little bit there. That's
Yeah,
kind of
I was.
maybe tell us what effect that has as a player slips into the fade. What happens to the party?
Basically, when one player goes into the fade, the enemies actually become stronger. So you really got to work together and try to avoid anyone actually going into the fade, because it will make things end a lot faster if that happens. But when you're in the fade, you actually can contribute to the party still. So I'm not sure if it was actually seen on Ash's screen, but I was actually highlighting enemies like the archers and stuff as they were coming in through the doorways there. And you can also give locations that the other players can move to. So they move over to this location.
Excellent. All right. All right. So now we're in a match. We've maybe take a look at a different character. Ash, is there another character you want to check out today?
What do you think is the best as far as a ranged kind of character? The best for attack.
I'm partial to the Elementalist. I think Amelia probably falls in that same space, but
Sassy mage, right?
Oh yeah.
oh yeah, he's got some good banter to him. So good range attacks. Good, he's Elementalist. So he's using various elements, fire, ice. Luke, maybe tell us a bit more about what can we expect in his trees.
Explosions, some Michael Bay style walkaway scenes. Yeah, he's got all the offense. What we do have though on the Elementalist is it is the only other mage that has barrier. It's a lot further. Like the keeper starts with barrier, whereas the Elementalist has it at
There
the
we go. I
bottom
see
of
it
the
right
tree.
down at
That's
the bottom
pretty
there.
far.
Yeah. So
But
you got to work your way to that one.
1, 2,
He's-
3. I could.
he's got quite a
There
bit
you
of
go, yeah.
offense though. So usually when I see people play the Elementalist, they're going all offense, but you can play a little more mixed role
Yeah.
with it.
Absolutely.
The tree on the right has more of the control stuff with Winter's Grasp and Lightning Bolt, which are your more... They do damage, but their primary purpose is for crowd control. So if you want to, say, be the person setting up combos, the Mage into Warrior or Rogue combos are really devastating offensively. So if you have good coordination with your teammates, that's a pretty good bout. But if you just want to go all-out damage, the other tree is where it's at.
Awesome. Now, Amelia, we kind of saw earlier that there's the 12 character cards across that roster sheet there when you go into character select. Each of the characters is pretty different though. They have not only different ability trees and everything, but their personalities are pretty different too.
Yeah, there's each individual character has got their own. They're kind of their own person. The intent was to sort of make them iconic, and rather than having sort of a generic character, they each sort of have their own backstory and personality. The archer is probably my least favorite because he's kind of coward. I love the elementalist because he's got all the backtalk and sarcasm. And the legionnaire, he's kind of a deep roads veteran,
Yeah.
that kind of thing.
Good fatherly figure there. Yeah.
Yeah, my favorite in terms of the characters is the alchemist.
Yeah.
She's hilarious.
She's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Little female dwarf going around. Boom.
Yeah. Grenades for days, right?
Yeah.
All right, so let's look at our party here. And maybe let's maybe take a look at Elven Ruins. We haven't seen that one yet today, so maybe swap up here. Ash, if we can get you to hit X here, we'll go into our match settings. And...
Oh, I'm ahead of you.
Oh, there we go. Oh, you know what? I'm looking at the out-of-date information here. There we go. So we're going to go back to routine because we want to see if we can maybe make it all the way to the end here.
And not die at the
There
end.
we go, yeah. Now, it's totally random, as Graham mentioned earlier, so we know where we're going, we know what difficulty we're going against, we don't know what enemy faction we're going against. So it's always a bit of a gamble of how you spec your character. Is going to be kind of prepared for just about anything. A good balance in your party will help with that too. So, I think we're all ready to level up, or ready up here and head back into the fight.
No keeper?
I have barrier.
There we go.
I don't know how effective it's gonna be because it's me.
I believe.
But I believe that you believe.
There we go. All right, so if you're just joining us now, welcome to Dragon Age Multiplayer and part of our launch day celebration stream. Today we're taking a look at the multiplayer modes, 4-player dungeon crawl. So if you've ever played, old school, dungeon crawlers, or you're used to playing D&D around a table with your friends, kind of a similar vibe here. You're all playing together, you're working together to get through that dungeon and collect sweet loot, of course. So now we've been playing a few different characters. The ones we're seeing today are largely the characters that you don't have at start. So when you're going to first get into that match or into the mode, you're going to see you have a starting rogue, a starting warrior, and a starting mage. But right now we've kind of dove into some of the characters you can unlock either through finding them in the chests or through crafting their armors. So we'll jump in. Actually, we do have a legionnaire here as our tank, which is going to be handy. Get some brand new armor there. You can see actually he's got a bit of different color armor than what we've seen previously. If you've watched previous streams, he had more of like a silvery color. Now he's kind of got more of a copper color. That's kind of those different colored armors that you can unlock. And the great thing is not only is it just a different color, but they may have slightly different stats, and you can actually spec them differently. So you can add different upgrades to different armors and bring them into different matches for different scenarios.
So I'm going to try and put some Legionnaire lessons on here.
Nice.
So we can make it all the way to 5. So I'm going to go in first. I'm going to try and build my guard, and I'm going to try and block arrows. Unfortunately, I'm pretty short. So I might have to get on a box.
There you go.
But if you guys can stay behind me and keep the barriers up, we should be good.
Nice.
It's all right. We'll shoot over you.
Yeah. That would be preferred, actually. The armor in the back's not so good.
Not as good, yeah. Awesome. So you can see here, Ash is throwing down barrier on herself, but also our 2 team members at the front. Looks like we got a Reaver up front.
Yep. Sorry. I'm playing as the Reaver this time. It's a bit of a favorite for a lot of people. I think the more warrior version of the Necromancer probably in people's minds.
Yeah.
It focuses, aside from having lots of damage, it focuses on lifesteal, and it does more damage the less health it has, and it does more damage the less health enemies have. So you end up in this cost or risk-reward situation where you kind of want to be at low health, but obviously not too low that you just die instantly. So it's really fun to play and pretty exciting because your damage starts going up the more risky everything gets.
And of course, you said you're playing on kind of on the bleeding edge, right?
Yeah.
As you're right on that red flashing health bar, that's where you're the most dangerous. But there's ways to mitigate that risk, right? There's kind of some lifesteal, as you hinted at, that can
So I
get you out
have
of trouble quick.
2 abilities on my bar right now that will steal life. Devour, which is a shorter cooldown, a single hit will just steal some life from whatever I hit. It actually steals more the less health I have, so you want to use it when you're lower health than when you're higher. And the other one is the Rampage ability, which actually I will use on this fight. It puts me into a bit of a monster mode, where I now have lifesteal and increased damage and increased attack speed.
You see that fire just dripping off the sword
Basically
there, yeah.
tear everything up. Now, it has a really long cooldown, and it doesn't last very long, but when it is up, everything is deadly. There, it's already off. So you want to use that very wisely.
Yeah.
Especially, one of the key things to note, obviously if you've been playing single player, watching single player, you'll see that they have 8 abilities, whereas in multiplayer you only have 4. So the abilities you choose are very important.
Alright guys, so I'm gonna jump down here and grab all the aggro like a hero.
Here, let me bury everybody up in the corner.
I'm gonna walk around.
Yeah, wait a
like
minute.
smart person,
Yeah,
but I'll wait.
let's have me and Ash actually stay up top
Yeah.
and rain fire from above.
Alright, here we go.
We'll dive in.
Drop down there, yeah.
Dun, dun, dun,
Now,
dun.
Ash, tell us a little bit about the ability you're using there. It looks like you're driving a cursor around.
Oh, I was trying to use barrier, but I forgot to jump down. And that kind of gives a protected kind of, well, it's in the name, barrier, so that you're not dying immediately to the enemies that are on the ground. Or
Nice.
One of the other things to note, so we have 2 protective, I guess, modes, which are barrier and guard. It's important to note that barrier always gets taken first before guard does. So it's really nice to, even as a tank with a bunch of guard generating abilities, you want to keep getting barrier so that you have a chance to get your guard to full before it starts bleeding down. And then obviously when you run out of both, you start taking health damage. So generating both barrier and guard is very important to your survivability.
Absolutely. Now, we can't see it maybe as much on Ash's character here as the Elementalist. We can see that second layer, that purple layer of barrier that sits on top of the health bar. For example, with Amelia's Legionnaire, if you were looking at her screen, you'd see there's, as Luke indicated, there's the health on the bottom, then there's going to be guard that's built up, and then there's barrier that can sit on top of that. So there's 3 layers of protection there that can keep you alive in the thick of things. So.
Yeah, I'll build some guard here.
I don't believe what I'm seeing.
Up here. I'm making people angry.
There we go.
Alright.
And as a mechanical bit of knowledge, the barrier amount, how much barrier is generated, is relative to the weapon and passives that the mage has, whereas the guard generated is actually relative to the amount of health you have. So as a tank, you want to have as much health as possible if you're going for a guard build, whereas as a mage, you want to get the strongest weapon possible.
Awesome.
You can see their arrows are bouncing off me, and I'm building that silver guard.
Oh, watch out for mines. They are not fun.
Yeah. Looks like we got a mage in the back there.
Okay,
Now,
I'm gonna aggro this guy. Oh, wrong target.
there we go. There's that barrier
And
casting.
down the ring of pain.
So Ash, what are you thinking here? You got there we go. Nice fire explosion there. What are you thinking of our Elementalist so far? I know you've been playing the assassin most of the time. What do you think?
it's pretty good. I'm not much on the range kind of character whenever it comes to multiplayer, but for this one, I really like it. And I'm being more aggressive, but I am kind of like micromanaging barrier, or at least trying to, in a very weak way. So
Doing great. Keeping frontline warriors there up front all protected. So
I feel like I'm doing something.
Now
There you go.
have the lightning bolt ability, I think I saw.
yeah, on the B button there.
If you use that on the next group of enemies, I will use my mighty blow, and we will see a combo. The combo that will be coming up, I believe, is the discharge one, and that is actually AOE lightning. So if you manage to hit one of these archers in the group, and I can find him quick enough and hit him.
Ooh, can we gather up just a tiny bit?
Yep.
Trying to get barrier first. Yeah, protect.
Oh,
Oh, here they
it's
come.
en route.
We should get the scrolls too.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm gonna. That's the hunter.
See if you can
Recover.
lightning one of these archers if possible.
This is pretty fun. You can see
There we go.
as I'm fighting this berserker here, like I can get a couple swings in between raising my shield, but if I don't do it properly, I get wrecked like that. But it's kind of fun. You can play with your luck. You can hold guard and then pull it down to try and get a couple hits in.
And the hits that you do block obviously are generating guards, so
Yeah.
even if you do get a hit a couple times, you'll have generated enough guard from the first oh boy.
Uh-oh.
The
Alright.
first old boy?
The first oh boy. I get scared when those mines come down, they hit very hard. For the first couple hits that you've blocked, you'll have enough guard to, take a couple hits. So the idea is basically block a couple, swing a few times. Like Amelia said, you want to try to get free hits in, but if you get hit once or twice, it's not too bad.
Get a good cycle going, right?
Yeah,
So-
and your hits generate threat.
Let's not drink this one.
Oh my.
There's
Save
a
it.
this is
This is daring
a
here.
veteran strategy here. So if we get into trouble out there, we can actually come back into this room and drink it later. So we're just gonna save that one off because we're all pretty good health wise.
Rotate.
Huh, there you go. Yeah, exactly. There's just another tactical choice you can make.
Pro tip.
There you go. Yeah, pro tip straight from the devs. Now we see these different crates here, and those are kind of almost visual indicators of who we're fighting against. In this case, it's the Venatori. But Gray, maybe tell us about which factions could we encounter if we're playing a match.
Yeah, so there's the Venatori, who are the I guess the standard humanoid kind of enemies. There's the demons, which are I guess the polar opposite of that, and then the Red Templars.
If I survive, I'll be free.
The Red Templars, I think, have had a little bit too much red lyrium in their diet.
Yeah.
They're showing some
Bit too
interesting
much of a
side
Kool-Aid.
effects there, yeah.
This is why you don't do drugs, kids.
Yes.
They can stop anytime they want.
Yeah, it's not our problem.
It's not an addiction.
It's not a problem, yeah. Awesome, looks like that brute just dropped. There you go. We can actually hear our elementalist there. You hear him, he'll call, things out like, I did that. He's a little bit more
we got
younger, cockier kind of approach to things, so.
Please don't let
Oh,
them
we got it.
spiders.
Oh.
Oh, hello.
Enemies
Oh,
in the room.
more enemies, yeah.
This might go poorly.
Nice, paralyzed there with the lightning bolt.
Take you.
Oh wow, you can see on our Legionnaire, just above the Legionnaire's head, you can see that health bar is fully maxed out on guard. That's awesome.
To me.
That's what you want to see on your tank.
Yeah, yeah. If you see your
Stalker.
tank there, you know they're
Yeah,
doing
wing
exactly
down,
what you need them to
Watch
do.
out, guys. Stay.
Oh, there he is.
Hello.
Now
Get the
that's
stalker.
yeah, that's the assassin of the Venatori
paralyzed.
faction, the stalker.
Oh.
Now, if he gets behind you with those dual daggers, he's going to do similar to what we saw Ash doing in the last round. Things are going to disappear. It's the go bye-bye. All right.
One more. One of the things to point out too with that lightning bolt ability is it is designed so that strength of it increases the more enemies are around your target. Now you can use it on a single target, but you will get more effect out of it if you happen to hit a group of guys. It only hits one, but actually, I believe if you hit one with 3 more guys around it, it will actually knock all of them away, do significantly more damage to the first one.
Cool. Yeah, so we've been talking about just different strategies, but a lot of these strategies will only really come into play if you have the right party balance, right? The right party composition. So right now we got a pretty balanced party. We got mage here with our elementalist that Ash is playing. We have an archer as one of our Hunter as our rogue. Hunter's kind of a play on the archer with more traps. And then we have our 2 warriors up front. We have the Legionnaire is kind of a tanky, more defensive warrior. He can also go more offensive as well. And then the Reaver is kind of our 2-handed warrior who's just a wrecking ball of destruction. So, Luke, maybe tell us a little bit about how does that party composition play into the whole, what can we expect if you have a different party loadout?
One of the core things about just having one of every class, obviously for multiplayer, you get access to more of the fat loots by opening all of the treasure doors. So you will, if you are trying to get the most money out of your round,
Stalker here.
throw it in my ring, then you will want to have at least one of every class. Additionally, the combo system works way better with multiple classes. Technically, you can combo up yourself. We have one that doesn't even really have a name in the game. So if you, as a warrior, do a stun and then use a detonator on it, you will get a bit of bonus damage, but nothing too exciting.
Yeah. So yeah, it really plays into the teamwork of it all, right? So.
Yeah, and a lot of the time, you like for instance, my Reaver is really heavy offensive, which is great. But if I don't have a keeper or an elementalist with barrier, I'm kind of at the whims of the enemies. So having that is really handy. Plus, having your rogues in your party makes it so if we're having a key enemy in the back, the rogue is really good, especially the assassin. As we probably saw, is really good at picking off one target really quickly. They're kind of built for burst damage, so you can slide in the back, take out your key target before the fight starts, and then make the battle a bit easier.
Awesome. Now, you mentioned with your Reaver, she's kind of like that glass cannon, but she does have the ability to build guard, correct?
It does on the kit. I do not have it. I went for the damage and lifesteal approach, but you can build guard as a 2-hander with, I believe on this kit you get the
Stalker behind you, Ash.
the block and slash
behind
ability.
me.
It's alright, he's dead. Or almost dead.
Paralyzed, yeah. Yeah, so
And
block and
those will
slash will allow you,
generate
yeah.
guard once you successfully block
Incoming.
and then slash.
Yeah.
Incoming.
And that's a
Okay.
free slash back, right? If you block correctly with that kind of the 2 hands there, you're going to see that slash
And
retaliation.
the nice thing about it too is it's a really wide arc, so if 3 enemies are in front of you, all you need to do is block 1 and you're going to knock all 3 of those guys down.
Nice.
Did we kill everyone?
No, they're
Still got a
trickling
few more
in.
trickling in, yeah. Reinforcements are here. I've obviously heard the rumors of the Inquisition kicking ass here.
I like
One
to think
more.
that they're, if you play MOBAs, these are the feeders that came in after the battle is over.
They keep thinking this time.
Yeah.
This
I
time.
am impressed.
All right, so right here we got a treasure door. Ash is going to dispel that.
So actually, on the you mentioned support classes, like just
Remarkable.
being relegated to playing support. There's actually an XP system in place that rewards that playstyle. So if you cast a barrier on someone and they take damage, you will gain XP towards the kill for the person who absorbed the damage. So if you, like I'm playing the Legionnaire, every time I absorb damage, I get support XP for that. So just because you're supporting doesn't mean you're not going to be a top performer in the match.
Exactly. Actually, we've seen in some of our matches over the last few days, the support characters are actually coming up on the top of the leaderboard just for, you know, constantly using those support actions. So if you're not necessarily the one who's getting all the kills, but you're supporting your team, you're going to play a huge role in your team, and you're going to see the results of that in your scoreboard. Now we're getting some questions about, you know, the controller. So right now we're playing on the Xbox One, so we're obviously using an Xbox One controller. But if you have a PC and you go, you know what, I really want to have the benefit of playing on PC, but I like controller, like, you know, kind of sitting back rather than over the keyboard and mouse, you can use a controller as well. You can actually use the Xbox One controller or the Xbox 360 if you like. As long as you have either a USB attachment or, you know, the wireless dongle, you should be in good shape.
I'm personally a Sticks Master Race subscriber, so,
I follow your newsletter, yes.
so I prefer the controller.
Remarkable.
Nice. So we just saw here in the treasure room, you know, we picked up opened up the chest, we lucked out, there was no guardian there, and we were able to get some gold of that. Graham, tell us what could we find if it wasn't gold in a treasure chest?
Oh, you can also get like random item drops as well. Like I think it was the first match that we did in the stream. I actually got a rare item out of. It wasn't for my class, but again, you can always salvage any items that you don't want. But yeah, you can get either gold or items.
Stalker here.
Elemental mines.
There you go. Yeah.
Discharge. There's a combo.
There
right
you go.
there.
Nice. There you go. Yeah. Watch them drop.
And that is
There's
you
a
get the
lot of
discharge
archers
combo
here.
Off, it will do AoE lightning damage to everything around the target.
Nice.
So doing it on one target by himself doesn't really help too much, but oh, and as you can see, I am now running a lot faster. One of my favorite passives in the game is one of the Reaver ones, and it basically makes you even more of a monster if any of the enemies are really low on health. So if anything around me is at about 30% health or less, I run faster, I crit more, I hit harder. You know, I get A's in math. Pretty much everything in my life improves.
Nice. Really about closing distance, right? And then,
Yeah.
stealing their lunch money.
So sometimes it's actually, if you can handle it, especially with foot soldiers that aren't as scary, you can get your teammates to leave one sitting at low HP and not kill it, and then you are a stronger Reaver because of it.
Awesome.
Yeah, it looks like we're moving into the last zone
Yeah.
here. Yes,
Teamwork.
we are. All right. If just as a shout out, I have a healing mist. So if we're ever like down, just come gather around me when I ping.
Okay. Ash, actually, let's show the folks here at home. There's that little icon that shows like a little arrow in the left trigger. What happens when you pull the left trigger here?
This
There we go. So there's our potions. So as you go into each match, you get to bring your up to 4 abilities, but you also get to bring up to 4 potions and up to 2 of each kind. So we've spec'd out here. Ash looks like she's got bees. Looks like recovery and rock armor. Rock armor is gonna be really handy for absorbing some of those heavy hits. Our Venatori commander, she's
Alright.
tough.
So let's stick together until we get overwhelmed, and then let's kite away.
Sounds good.
Kill as many archers as possible.
Yeah, kill the archers. Okay, here's a brute over here. I'm gonna try and aggro him.
All right. So we'll get going here. Now this is basically the boss fight. This is the 5th zone. We're gonna see we're kind of almost like in a stadium type area here.
I'm gonna attempt to just work on killing the archers as quickly as possible rather than working on the big guys.
Next time we get a wave of grunts,
hurt.
let me use my confusion grenade.
There you go. Yeah.
Oh, we got the commander over on the
Okay.
side bottom
You can
part.
get
There you
the bruiser too with it. Cool.
Okay.
Start chopping.
I'm gonna get the bruiser. Come to my team, please.
That would be great.
Got
eh?
him.
Having him as a friendly would be fantastic. There you go.
Oh, stalker by me.
Uh-oh.
Stalker.
There we go.
Me with this one.
All right, now we can see the Venatori commander there. She's got that big dress. She's a mage here. She's got their staff, and she's cast barrier on herself as well. So
You guys.
a lot of the same tactics we're using, she's going to be throwing at us.
Stalker, stalker, stalker. Get
Oh,
it.
there he is. Yeah, we got a
We're
stalker
stuck at two
highlight.
guys before he switched back.
Oh, there we go. All right, now Amelia, maybe tell us. I think we kind of touched on this a little bit, but Amelia, tell us a little bit why 4 abilities instead of 8 in multiplayer.
The ancestors.
Sorry, I'm in the middle of
Not
trying
dying.
to kill people.
Trying to kill
Come on.
everything here,
murdering
yeah.
these,
These evil
crazy
Venatoris.
You
fellas.
guys want to come over by Ash if you need heals?
Okay, I'm
I'm
coming.
gonna deploy the mist.
Samos.
I'm coming.
All right, well,
Alright.
There's a wall on us. Oh, this might have been a terrible decision.
well, everyone's fighting here. I'll maybe go into some details. We're getting some questions of, can you trade items with other characters or other players? Now, your inventory is your inventory, so you can actually use that across all the characters you have. So if you have Elementalist, a Legionnaire, anything you earn in a match or in the chest will be shareable across all those characters. You just have to equip it to the right character in the inventory screen. But there's no trading. What we do is we say, if you don't want that item, if it's not of use to you, if it's lower level, or if it's just not an item for the class that you're using or want to use at that moment, if you don't want to hang on to it for another character, you can go and salvage that. Go into the inventory, press the Y button if you're using Xbox One controller, and that's going to salvage it and it'll give you crafting materials. That'll allow you to kind of go and craft other items, either upgrades or upgrades for your weapons. You may add a pommel strike, or you may add a pommel. You may add a handle, a hilt to a weapon, or you might actually go and craft whole new characters by bringing their armors in. You actually bring them into the fight as well. So
Can you hit us with a barrier, Ash?
there we go.
I just
Oh.
got one.
Okay.
That was bad
Oh, that's
timing.
I've,
Oh,
thrown-
no. Oh.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
shoot.
I've got a healing mist here. Let's res him, and then I'm going to drop it on us.
Alright.
Our Reaver's
I got
crawling to safety. There we go.
I'm going to kite
Oh,
him. I'm going to
down.
kite him here.
Now, Reaver, do you have Ring of Pain? One of my personal favorites.
Yeah.
Archer
I got
behind
There
you,
we go.
Legionnaire.
Okay.
Down here. So the Ring of Pain here.
There you go.
is
It's that little
a
red mist that we see
aura
on there.
that
Yeah.
does constant damage. It actually improves all of the other
Okay.
Reaver abilities
Healing mist.
whenever you're inside it. It'll drain stamina
Nice.
over. Oh, wall of fire. It'll drain stamina over time, but the nice thing about it is the damage it does is based on how much health you are missing. So if you happen to be in a situation where you have low health, but you have it down, everything around you is going to be taking a severe amount of damage. So again, it's that huge risk reward of this class.
Absolutely. Playing on that brink of death is where you're going to be the most effective, but
Here, group
obviously
as much as
risk
possible.
there of you
Befriend
could
someone
fall
with barrier.
exactly. Yeah. And the great thing is you can be low on health, get those damage bonuses, and still have
have the
barrier
barrier, yeah,
and
that's
keep
right.
going. Right? It's a great teamwork there.
Get her, get her, get her.
Bees, bees, bees for days.
Oh, she
Nice.
blinked. Oh, we got her, I think.
There we
Yeah.
go. All right, so now we just need to clean up the last few enemies, and we got this.
All right.
Mines.
Some victory jumps on this guy. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Woo!
All right. Nicely done, team.
Our agents did wonders. This will further the cause greatly.
There we go.
Oh, that is a
That's a cause of celebration. I know last night I was playing, and we made it right to the very end. We didn't know if we were gonna make it. We beat it, and you could hear every one of us on the headset yelling out of pure joy, because once we took her down, our